Hello, a huge welcome to my channel. If you have popped over from Substack as a result of clicking on that link in my article, thank you so much for joining me. And if you have found this video on my channel, then thank you for subscribing and getting the alerts when I upload a new video. So today I'm going to talk about Tuckman's model about how to create a high performance team. And this model is something that I learned 20 odd years ago when I was at uni, and it seems I remember nothing else other than this particular framework. And given the fact that I have the channel of surrender within my human design, so my passion and my focus is very much around building high performing teams, building communities, bringing people together, it doesn't surprise me that this is actually the concept that has stuck with me. And I've used it, with teams that I've led, like 300 deep. I have used it in corporate teams, building my business. I've taken the principles and applied it to my business. And this is why. The Tuckman model includes 4 steps. The first step is forming. The second step is storming. The third step is norming. And the fourth step is performing. And if you're curious as to what each of these steps means, this is what I'd like to share with you today. So forming is the first step when people come together to create something new. In a team, that will be when people start to come together. Maybe they've been hired for a project or a program. Maybe they've been hired to actually come in and fulfill a particular role in a department. Within a business, this is the initial stage. This is the early stages of setting up your business, when you are literally forming and formalizing the idea and the concept of your business, and you're bringing it out into the world. And we know that during the forming stage, things can feel exciting. There's heightened energy, right? We're in flow, we're passionate, we can't wait to get going. So think about your forming stage for your business, or if you have ever joined a team within a job, and think about that energy that happens when you make the decision to go and do something new. That's the energy that surrounds the forming stage. The second stage is storming. And actually, this is the stage I talk about the most, where storming is really where healthy conflict arises. And I love that term of healthy conflict, because we should never be afraid of creating a space where we can be transparent and open and communicate with others. Okay, we should never be afraid to share and be constructive with that sharing, right? So storming often is where the battle commences, okay? And it will happen when sometimes the honeymoon period has gone and that excitement has settled, and you're now in the full swing, full flow of your role. So either you're in full flow of your role as a business owner or as a member of a team, right? And storming will happen when there is a ripple. Normally it's because you've now got comfortable, your feet are under the table, and you've got some thoughts that you want to share about it. And you know that if you share those thoughts, it might create healthy conflict. Within the business environment, this will often be akin to, trying to get more customers, trying to work out marketing, trying to figure out what the sales funnel process looks like, what customer care looks like, what your product and service is going to look like, right? It's all of the things that creates that friction within your business. And that is the storming phase. And it's a very, very healthy phase, because you need to go through it in order to be able to grow to the next level of who you need to be in order for your business or your team to normalize and then perform. And norming is where everything settles. It's kind of calm. Everyone knows their place. Everyone knows what to do. They understand the processes, right? And everything is just working. And within your business, you have a cadence, for example, when you're going to be, how often you're going to be posting your content online. You have a cadence in terms of the suppliers that you might be using for your product or your service. You've put your systems in place into your business, right? So things are norming, they are settled. But what happens is that whenever something else comes along, so in the business world, it could be an algorithm change on Instagram. Suddenly we're all for reels and selling in stories, for example. It creates a ripple effect within that norming period, and we flip back to storming. It isn't a sequential process, right? It's something that we move up and down like a sliding scale. You could, for example, have a change of supplier, and then all of a sudden you have to train them around the processes around your product or service, Okay, you might have a team member leave, and so you've got to hire in somebody else that's new, and they'll bring with them their own personality, their own opinions. So suddenly we've gone from norming back to storming again. And storming will last for as long as it needs to, for as long as it needs for the environment to kind of settle down around you. So whether that's the environment around the team, or whether it's the environment around your business. And then as you go through norming, what happens is you then get to performing. And that's the optimal stage. That's when you have got heightened success. Everybody is working in flow. You're creating those results. You're hitting those goals. But as we know, life tends to throw curveballs to help us up level so that we can keep growing through that amazing journey. Often what I see is that people will go through the forming stage, they're riding the storming stage, and sometimes their storming stage lasts longer because there's things that they need to work through in order to be able to get to norming and performing. Occasionally that can look like intangible things like lack of confidence or disbelief in your self-worth, or just something as simple as unsure about how to price something, right? Especially within the business environment. You know, we're often looking over our shoulders to see what other people are doing, and we're not concentrating and staying in our own lane and focusing on our own business and our own business growth. And so we give up. We give up rather than take the lessons that storming wants to give us, okay, and enabling us to then reap those rewards and those benefits, so then we can then move on to norming and then performing. We often kind of just get stuck in this storming phase, and we beat ourselves up around it. And so it's helped me massively over the years that no matter what teams I've grown or all my businesses, is to recognize what phase I am in. And when I'm able to do that, there's a peace that kind of descends over me, because it's just logical, right? There is a logical flow. And to me, that just makes perfect sense. When Alice was a little baby and she was teething, somebody once told me that it's just a phase, and a phase doesn't last very long. And that's also something that I often tell myself when I'm recognizing what phase of the Tuckman's model I'm in. So I encourage you to think about that. I encourage you to think about your business. It doesn't matter if you've only just started it or you've had it for 10 years. Think about that journey, right? Think about what phase you're in. Think about whether you are forming, storming, norming, or performing. And I can promise you that no matter what phase you are in, storming is the one that kind of sits at the center. It's going to be your growth phase, right? It's going to be the thing that helps you to elevate, to become the person you need to be able to run and create an amazingly successful business, which is available to absolutely everybody, as long as it's aligned to who we want to be. Thank you so much for joining today. I hope you found this video useful. If you do want to hear more from me, then please feel free to hit the subscribe button. It means so much to me. And I will speak to you all very soon. Take care. Bye.